Hi everyone. Today we're going to be going on the trail near my house. This trail I've been on a lot because it's the trail that's closest to my house. You can see it from my bedroom window, so I've been on it a lot of times. I've been here during Halloween and on the way to the park, which is where we'll be going. It can get a little steep here, but I mean, as long as you're looking where you're going, there isn't any issue. One issue that it does have is, it goes behind everyone's houses. So, this is the first time I've brought a camera back here and also talking to myself, so it might be a little more suspicious than usual, but usually there isn't an issue. Once you get past the houses, you start really getting to the wooded area that no one really goes by. And this isn't an unpopular place. There's a trail. My favorite thing, though, is this little house that someone's built here. And I've taken plenty of photos with my ponies here before, and it's really nice. It's really cute. I've always been walking on this trail. This trail used to be kind of off limits to me because my mom said that I could fall down or get trapped, or there might be a coyote back here, but it's really just behind everyone's houses, so there isn't a lot of unexplored territory. But this is a good way to go if you want to go to the park without people looking at you, like if you're dressed badly or something like that. It would also be good if you were getting chased by a murderer. Maybe you could come back here and outrun them. Okay, we've made it to the stairs. This is a good part. I'm always kind of scared of the stairs, though. Since it's so private, it's a good place to go while holding a pony. So we made it to the park, and it has pretty average park stuff, which I'm not that interested in. I like to go to the right and hang out where the stream is. This is from when the bomb cyclone knocked everything over. What Applejack means to me, specifically this Applejack, is I got her from my friend, my best friend, who I've been friends with since 3rd grade. And I saw her for the first time when me and my friend went to a Comic-Con. And it was the first time we ever went to this Comic-Con that we try to go to every year. Oh, here's the electrical box. It's a little loud, but we go to this convention almost every year. And the first time we went, someone was selling G1 ponies. And I saw this Applejack, and I loved her because I had just begun to start researching different gens of ponies, like I just found out they existed. And I saw this Applejack and I loved her because I knew a G4 Applejack. And I said, well, I'll come back in a minute to buy this Applejack. And when I went back, she was gone. And I was so upset about that because I really wanted this Applejack. And the next day, my friend got me an Applejack patch that I put on a hat and a G4 Applejack toy. And as like kind of like a consultation prize that I didn't get the Applejack. And then later, on my birthday, he gave me the Applejack. He had saved it, he had went back and bought it for me. And he'd given it to me because he was afraid that someone else would buy it. And that meant so much to me. And Applejack is probably my favorite G1 pony I have right now. Because of, you know, her connections to G4, and I grew up with G4. And also because she represents how much my friend means to me and how he thought of me. And that's really important. And also, Applejack right here, this toy has been around for 40 years. I think when you're always like thinking you're gonna die every 5 seconds, 40 years feels unimaginable. Like there's no way you're ever gonna make it 40 years. And then it just happens, I guess. You just hold on and it happens. But I mean, I think if this silly plastic horse can survive 40 years, maybe I can too. That's what I take away from it. Maybe my friendships can last 40 years. That would be real special. So today we'll be going to my favorite place to walk, which is what I call the ravine, because, well, that's the only thing to call it. It's a little bit of a walk, but I'm sure we'll have a good time today. It's a lovely afternoon, perfect temperature. I'm really excited, so let's go. This time of year is always a confusing one in Seattle because it's really, really cold one day and really, really hot the other. The best time of year, I think, is when all the flowers come out, and we're kind of already passing that right now. So a lot of the, like these white trees up here, they're losing their flowers. The magnolia type trees, I think, are still pretty full in bloom, but the cherry blossoms, they all dropped off like a week and a half ago, so there isn't much of them left. But you can still see the sakura blossoms on the ground, like the petals, because there's a lot of them around here. But the best place to go, of course, is the UW campus to see that stuff, and that is completely gone. It's all, you wouldn't even be able to tell it was cherry blossom trees now. But there's still a lot to be enjoyed. Summer's not here yet. It's definitely not May yet, which is what time of year I want it to be because that's my birthday. But it's still nice to walk around, see what type of weather you get, and bring a pony with you. Is anyone coming? We're good. So I wish I could have shown the entrance to the ravine, but the entrance is at another park, and there's a lot of little kids at the park, and I didn't want to stand there with my camera. It'd be visibly weird, but you can see here that as soon as you pass the park, go down a little bit, where there used to be like a little seating area that got completely, utterly demolished to smithereens by the bomb cyclone, which is going to be the trend, I think, with a lot of areas I'm showing. You get to this nice place, and there's a pond in the middle. This is quite a big pond. I'll show you another pond later that isn't connected to this one. But this place, when I discovered it a long time ago, it had a lot less greenery. It was quite nice to come and have a little picnic down here by the water. I've always been a big walker. I think it really amped up during COVID, but I've always been a big walker. And during my time walking, I've discovered a lot of areas that not a lot of people come by, even though it's right behind their houses. I call myself the menace of the neighborhood because I'm always walking around, and I always look scary, and I've always got a pony with me. So this is just a daily occurrence. But the pond over there, when it gets really rainy, it'll kind of flood and make a little tiny stream, which is really nice. We're coming to the main area. And here we are. It's my favorite place so far. I come here all times of year. Right here, you can see it'd be flooded a little bit, make a little river, but usually I sit right here or right there. And we'll go over there, down that path. It can be a little difficult to walk down this path when it's flooded because you gotta cross over. The trail switches sides and sometimes you get kind of wet. But my philosophy is that you only dislike getting wet if you don't want to get wet. So if you don't care or even like want to get wet, change your thinking, then it's really fun. Just getting soaked and like wading through like knee-deep water in your tennis shoes, it's quite fun. As you can see, it's not, far from where people's houses are. I just don't think anyone acknowledges that the ravine is here. And I get a little nervous walking down here, especially at night, because, people will hear me walking, and I usually dress in all black, so I think I look like a phantom, or a burglar, maybe? And once I was walking in here at night, and I heard something running towards me, and I got scared, and then I heard some people saying, like, "Oh, buddy, come back," and I wasn't scared for the person running at me because it was a dog, but that made it even scarier because someone's dog had heard me and run down the hill, and the people didn't know I was there. So what if they thought I was a burglar? And that would have been horrifying. Oh, fuck. There's a family having a bonfire by their house, and I just emerged from the woods. We're going back. We're going back. How ironic, how ironic. And this is the pond. There's usually a lot more greenery as things get warmer. But this is a great place to see ducks and fish, and I've seen coyotes and deer here. Hello, it's day 3. It's time to go somewhere that I actually don't like going because it's very scary, and every time I've been there something terrible happened. We're going to the Scary Woods. There's something there I'd like to show you, so I'm excited to go check it out. So the reason why these woods are scary is because every time I've gone to this place, which I don't think is a very well-known trail, unlike the other places I've been. Oh God. Okay, so to get to this place you have to walk through the neighborhood that's a little down the street from mine, but is somehow busier, which made it hard to record anything on the way here. But technically, as you can see, this is a pretty walked on trail behind the houses. It's not on the main strip of road, it's a little bit off the side. But it goes both ways. And you see a lot more people going the other way than this way, because this way it's technically a dead end. But, you know, I've been here 2 or 3 times, and every time I've been to this place, it went really wrong. Like, there is a trail, but it just, if you keep going, it dwindles down into nothing. And once I tried to go all the way as far as I could go, and it was like miles and miles of trail, and it got so bad that eventually I just gave up, and instead of following the trail, I just scrambled up the giant cliff, like in the dirt and the bushes and stuff, and broke into someone's backyard, and I had to sneak out of their backyard. True story. So it's not exactly the best trail, but there's something really interesting down here I'd like to show you. And it's not something that you really get to see unless you push the limits and find it yourself. There's a pond down there. There's actually quite a few smaller trails on this path that I haven't gone down. I don't know if I will, at least this time, because I really just want to get there and get back, because I'm really scared of this trail. But who knows what's down those. If the one that we're going down has all this stuff, then I can only guess what they're hiding around the corner. But as you can see, the more you keep going, the less stuff there is. There's a street trail. But it's quite a nice place. You know, it's behind everyone's houses. Like, there's people's backyards, so it's not like this is so secluded. But we're gonna get real secluded real quick. Oh my God, doggies. So you can see now, we're getting to a very big drop-off. It's really big. What's over there? And you're gonna see it drops off more and more. That's interesting. I'll have to look where that is. But it's becoming nearly entirely forest. There's someone ahead of us on this trail, so it just goes to show it's not that abandoned. This would be insane if you had a sled and it was snowing. Here we go. I actually haven't been here since the bomb cyclone hit, so you can see a lot of trees have fallen. I came at an earlier time and not like 8 o'clock at night, so it's quite brighter, more pleasant. And once came and it got dark, only in the woods, like really dark, and I had to run away. Alright, here we go. So here we are. There's a swing down here, which I don't think that's a good place for a swing, because that's like a 40-foot drop. But what I wanted to show you here is that there is a grave, and it appears that the headstone might have gotten knocked away. But there's a grave right here. And I can't tell you if there's actually a body. I can't even prove to you there's a grave right here because the headstone's gone. But it was just a wood cross. I might even have the photos. First time I saw it. But someone might be buried in this area. And honestly, I think that's the perfect place for a grave. I think they should put me here. It's by no means like an old growth forest or anything like that, or like any of the really cool things Washington has, but it's very beautiful. Makes you just want to live here. So I've come down here to the rope swing. I nearly fell down. We got a broken broom. Got the swings themselves. If I had to guess, considering that I don't think anyone's come down here in quite some time because I had to push through a lot of branches and trees to get here, I would not be confident in the structural sanctity of these ropes. But imagine you put your ass on that and then you swing over that drop. Oh, that made me nervous. Okay. It's a big drop and it's very steep here and I'm very scared. So today, to finish it out, we brought Starcatcher. Starcatcher is one of my favorite ponies because she represents to me more than just good friendships like a lot of the other ponies represent, but also friendships that turned out badly. And that's not to say like I hate her, but that I used to compare her to a friend I had in real life, a girl I dated actually. I used to say we're like Star Song and Skycatcher because I think they're lesbians, but now when I look at her name's not Skycatcher, her name is Sky Wishes. Her name's Sky Wishes. Now when I look at her, I'm reminded of the good times I had with that person. Come here. I'm reminded of what friendships could be, and I'm reminded that, you know, even with the bad memories, I can still find things to love about the things I shared with that person, and I don't forever have to be with those bad memories. So I was wondering where the tombstone went, because I was comparing it to my image. I found it. So it's up there above the swings. Which I think shows that people do come down here, because I first saw this thing about a year ago. And so someone came back. I thought for sure it would have been knocked down by the bomb cyclone. It's very religious iconography, wouldn't you agree? Can we please get a shout out for Reed Brandon and thank him for letting me come down here and walk around and film my pony where he might be buried? Thank you. There seems to be a lot of irony going on when I'm recording this video, because you know, these buildings that I said, what are those? Well, guess what those are? That's over where my ex-girlfriend lives, that I was just talking about, that the pony reminds me of. I mean, she probably doesn't even remember who Starcatcher is, but that's pretty funny, isn't it?